And welcome everyone, thank you very much for joining me today on my latest episode. As you can see from the title and thumbnail, Dave has joined me once again from Dave LFC Chat. Thank you very much, mate, for coming on. Really going to be talking about just a couple of stories originating through Liverpool mainly anyway. We'll talk about the pre-season thoughts really. How we've recovered from the Champions League. We still haven't, we're still partying anyway, but in and around the stuff going around football, mate, I think I want to talk really your thoughts on the value of Van Dijk as well. I think I might put that in the title of the thumbnail. The how much of a bargain that when you're looking at centre-backs now, everyone, how much his value would be in today's current market, how much it's risen, really, over the space of 6 months. But yeah, really, mate, how you doing, most importantly, anyway, mate?
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't talked to you much since we won number 6, of course. Number 6, baby.
Yeah.
I was chatting to the legendary Chris Pajak yesterday from Redmen TV.
Absolute legends up there.
Top man, Redmen TV, top channel. Obviously, John Gibbons as well from Anfield Rap, 2 great shows. Plus yourself, Jack. Jack,
everyone in the Liverpool scene is an absolute legend.
Everybody in the Liverpool scene.
Wherever you are in the world, that's why we love.
Exactly.
The more Liverpool channels, the more content. I met Dave through me love and passion at Liverpool. Met Chris through me love and passion. Chris and Paul do a fantastic job. You do a fantastic job. Anfield Agenda does a fantastic job. Every single Liverpool fan channel does an absolute fantastic job. And the more of us, the better. And the more content we all produce, that means Liverpool are doing a good job anyway in terms of that. Yeah. But yeah, a nice one.
I tell you, the big thing was for me, as I was saying it to Chris yesterday, was I still can't believe we're European champions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dreamland stuff. Yeah,
it's fantastic, mate. I think we're a lot more excited for next season now. I think, obviously, the transfer window, I think everyone's talking about transfers. When I last spoken to you, we were still talking about transfers, but it's going to be a very quiet window. That's what I think that is coming out of. Everyone let you know our thoughts on it in the comment section below. But mate, I think that's something that's coming from the club. This is the old school Liverpool. We used to do our business when we signed Kenny, Rushy and everything. It was all behind closed doors. Fabinho is a new example over the last couple of years. It's how we used to do stuff old school now. And what you don't want in terms of transfer, mate, and I think everyone when we're speaking about transfers, the last thing you want is something getting worded and another club comes in last minute and very much gets hold of the deal and bumps up the price, really. I think that's what the main thing in today's market is, everyone. What are your thoughts, mate?
Well, the thing for me is it's harder to do a quiet transfer nowadays because of the fact of social media. Everyone has mobile phones. Yeah. Everybody knows everything. Like years ago, maybe in the 80s and 90s, you would have got away with it. There's no mobiles. There was no social media. There's no Twitter. There was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. It was a lot easier. Now it's very hard. That's why I was so surprised the Fabinho deal was so quiet. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
That must have been done. Liverpool don't do things quickly. It's usually a build-up of maybe months or even a year. So how stuff didn't leak with Fabinho, I just never got my head around that one.
That's fantastic.
But the Bruno Fernandes stuff is weird. I mean, his agent apparently is in London talking to Liverpool, United, and I think Spurs, isn't it? I mean, what the hell's that about? Looking for the right price. I mean, you have to go, if Liverpool are talking to you, out of United and Spurs, I know who I'd come to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned him on my channel a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, he's very much getting touted about. Really, he's like a girl flirting with a fella she likes.
He's getting prostituted, for God's sake. Be real here, for God's sake. The poor lad.
Yeah, and in terms of the Portuguese football, they're wanting a lot of football. Have you seen the transfer fee I've spoke to on my last video? João Felix, 120 odd million euros.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I think this is another case of the club wanting to get rid of Bruno Fernandes. You know, he's a fantastic midfielder, a fantastic goal. the thing with Bruno Fernandes, he guarantees you goals from midfield.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's very rare in today's football, in terms of if you go past, we haven't had goals from midfield, and something that Liverpool do need, goals from midfield.
I think we have a chance of getting him for the very fact that no one else has signed him yet.
Yeah, there's a reason.
So he's probably holding out, and we're probably holding out and saying, well, here's the offer. It's up to you now to make your mind up. And I mean, if he wanted to go to United, or United put in a big enough offer, I'd say they'd have him by now. Because they've plenty of money, United, even though they're shit. They've plenty of money. You know what I mean, though?
It's like, you can have more money than sense sometimes, and I think that's what's happening at Manchester United. There's Ed Woodward. I don't even know how he's still at the football club. Thank you, Ed. Doing a fantastic job. But I tell you what, I was speaking to you about Harry Maguire as well, mate. It leads us on to the value of modern day centre backs now. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we were talking earlier today, mate. Maguire, he's supposedly going to, Leicester rejected, was it £70 million for Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
They know Man United are going to come in for a second offer.
That's it.
It's like Liverpool sold Van Dijk, who arguably, apart from Ramos and obviously a couple of other European centre backs, was one of the best centre backs in Europe. But his value now, if you talk about Harry Maguire for going for about possibly, it looks like it's going to be about 80 to 90 million pounds.
Crazy shit. Do you know what? You would buy Legoland for 80 million, and I'll tell you, that Maguire Lego head, he could be perfectly fit into Legoland. But I mean, 80 million, I think he's an average. Well, listen, he's a bit above average, I suppose. He's an international, he's young, he's a big fella, he's a big honey monster of a fella. The only thing is, I don't think he's quite that level. He's not a elite, he's certainly not a Van Dijk. But there's not many centre halves out there. And United are desperate, and Leicester know it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. United are going to sign Maguire, I think. Yeah. They are desperate. They do need centre backs, like we were when we bought Virgil van Dijk. We went out. Southampton were like, 70, 80, 75 million. Do you want him? You can have him. Liverpool were like, yeah, sounds. But if this backfires for Manchester United, I don't think Harry Maguire is going to be the Lord and Saviour himself and stop Manchester.
Yeah, they need two.
Like, if you're going to pair him with Harry Maguire with Chris Smalling or Phil Jones, but I'll tell you what, like, how much everyone, I'm asking every single one of you, like, and Dave, how much would you say Van Dijk's value, if Liverpool were to sell him next year, tomorrow, really, we're not to get that clear, but what do you think Liverpool could possibly get for Van Dijk on today's current market?
Oh, I think at least double anyway. He's at least 150, 160. I mean, ridiculous.
Would you even go to 200?
No.
About 150. When you say 150.
He ain't going nowhere, baby.
Yeah. But like, it's,
you know what I mean? Hypothetically speaking, we bought him for 75. Even at the time, I thought that was crazy money. Yeah. I remember saying to myself, we needed a centre half, and I wanted him. But I was looking at the price, going, what, 75? Okay, it turned out to be actually well worth it and actually cheap. But you don't know that when you're buying the player. You can do all your... I mean, Liverpool's transfer committee, as they're called, with the top guys that work in the background, the guys that worked on CERN, that's smashing atoms. These guys are physicists. I was talking to Chris Pajak yesterday about it. They've got a backroom staff there between the actual scouts. Then you've got the senior scouts, the European scouts that go out to all the games, report back to a little headquarters. I mean, Southampton, I think, of something very similar. Southampton have a very top-notch scouting network. And I think Liverpool looked at them a few years ago. Because, I mean, Liverpool have been playing using the players that they're scouting. So Liverpool probably looked at them about 4 or 5 years ago and went, how the hell do they do it? It's all mathematical. It's all worked out in equations.
It's so clever, mate, isn't it? I think that's, prior to Klopp coming in, I think that's something that got asked questions of at Liverpool. Like, the recruitment was terrible. Let's put it out there. It was absolutely shocking buying Aquilani 20-odd million, Jovanovic 20-odd million. We were splashing 20 million here and there. But since Klopp's come in, as you just spoke about the Southampton structure there, mate, it's very much he's something at his time at Dortmund. He was spot on. He promotes youth, he gets young players in as well, but he's willing to give Trent an opportunity really in the starting lineup, and that's fantastic. But he's one of the biggest buys, and probably the biggest buy of his managerial career is Virgil van Dijk. I think definitely if you look at his time in Dortmund as well, possibly say about Robert Lewandowski being an absolute steal for about £3 to £5 million. But I'll tell you what.
Do you know what the other thing I was talking about yesterday was Liverpool? I don't know. I don't think they will spend the 80 or 90 million this window in someone like your man Pepe, let's say, right? I think that's dead in the water, because the very fact of spending huge money, bringing in someone on huge wages for a start, there is a wage structure there. But you'll also disrupt the lovely little Lego, I'm going to say Lego, the lovely little jigsaw that we have. You could put in the wrong piece and it could disrupt it. So he won't bring in a big name, I don't think, for that very reason. He might give Brewster a chance, might bring Wilson back and give him a chance in the pre-season, see how they go. Maybe one or two Uver, or maybe even Sepp van den Berg, possibly. It also depends if the likes of Lovren left or Lallana, if he's going to bring someone in. But right now, I think he's only, if it stays as is, the team, no more leaving, I think he might just bring in one.
Yeah.
Maybe an attacking midfielder or a striker, something like that.
I do think it will be that, mate, as well. You're absolutely spot on with everything he says. I think that's the course in which Liverpool will go down this summer. But I think a lot of, come the end of this window, I think a lot of fans will be disappointed, really, because we haven't done that, we haven't spent enough. But from what Klopp's done at his current time in moments, everyone forgets, Manchester City can go and you've just bought Rodri, is it from Atletico Madrid?
He's a good player, that fella. What Real Betis is in Spain,
Yeah, from Madrid.
I think 68 million or something.
I think everyone looks at Manchester City. We can't get to Man City's spending of level. It's frankly impossible to continue spending. We haven't got that sort of money, but what Klopp can do is pick a left back from Hull, sign him, turn him into one of Europe's best left backs in world football. It's guaranteeing your money doesn't always guarantee your success, as we already spoke about Manchester United, with Paul Pogba and a lot of those players they brought in. We spent, Liverpool under Rafa underachieved with the amount of money we did spend in the Premier League. But Klopp's being absolutely spot on with 95% of his signings that he's brought in, really. And I think this course, as we've already spoken about, mate, is probably an attacking midfielder, slight bit of cover for left back, and possibly a De Ligt. If I'm wondering, it has been rumours he's going to Juventus, but I think could he come in? But I don't know. But I'm going to be excited for next season, mate. 1 point off we were last year, and we know where we can improve. It's as you talk about. I was speaking to one of my mates. It's like we missed Joe Coutinho type player that just hit it from 30 yards. We only needed to convert one of those draws into a win and we would have won the league.
Well, it's hypothetical. I mean, you have to look at it. You can't look at it in isolation of one game. You have to look at over the 38 games and say, well, you were looking in games as well, Jack.
Yeah,
so we could run around and say the other way, well, if we would have let in a goal there, we would have lost the game. Yeah. So, to be honest, we got 97 points.
Fantastic
that is
season.
Good enough to win 24 out of 26 seasons. Come on.
Absolutely.
I'm not even looking back in anger. I'm not Oasis here. Yeah. We leave them at Manchester City. They're looking back in anger. I don't give a shit about them. I'm just saying 97. I'd take 97 points next season.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I'd take it right now.
But yeah, spot on, mate. I'm excited. How are you looking forward to it? Don't try and get to...
I'm going to get over a lot more. I'm going to get over at least 2 or 3 times before Christmas. Chris wants me to come over, and he was saying to me to try and get a Sunday game in, because if the TV schedules haven't come out for Sundays yet, so when a Sunday game comes out maybe in early September, October, to get over, maybe even August, get over, fly in on the Sunday, get the game, maybe go for a few beers yourself or whatever after the game. And then he wants me to possibly come on the couch, the famous Red Men couch for the... You do a post-match, don't they? A post-match show?
Yeah, post-match, and they do a lot of shows, like pre-match build-ups and everything. The absolute lot.
I've made it!
Yeah. So
next one is the interview with Klopp. That's the next big one.
I'll tell you what, I just want to meet Klopp, and like, because I'm an absolute midget myself anyway. It'd just be funny just to see the size comparisons of Jurgen Klopp. He's about like Jack standing next to the big massive giant that is Jurgen Klopp.
I am a giant. The big man. He's about 6'4", 6'5". He's a big fella.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 6'6".
He's a big fella. You could say Liverpool aren't bad. United used to be really good. They've got something dried up there. City have a really good academy as well. But I mean, it's as you just said, it's all money.
It's all money.
It's all having a proper academy set up. Liverpool, hopefully, I think it's next season.
Yeah, I think Kirby. Back in Kirby. That's I used to live by the Kirby facility. It is big. You can't really see much of it, but obviously because of all the walls and everything. But I think the construction has been continuing at the minute. Everyone, I think that should be done by the end of this coming season, which would be great because it'd be multifunctional. Jurgen said it looks over all the pictures. So Jurgen, I think it's quite common in Germany. I think that the manager or the head coach or whatever you want to class it as, he's oversees everything, so we can see the under-10s train, under-11s, under-12s, literally goes on and on and on up until the first team. So it's good, and especially for how long we all want Jurgen Klopp to be at the club, it makes fantastic sense. And this is all being engaged by Klopp. This is something that's being built up by Klopp. He's wanting, and the vision in which he's building at Liverpool, that everything that has been put into motion has been off the back of Jurgen Klopp and his own thinking. I can't wait for it, mate.
Oh, it's dreamland. And as I was with Anfield Agenda for the watch along. Actually, we did it was like an epic 4-hour stream. The post watch along and the the pre-match post, but the whole bloody team. We went crazy for the goals now.
Yeah, but I've seen
were you in a pub or something? I seen a video you did.
Oh yeah, everyone's seen me post-match reaction. I was in the pub with the lads anyway. I wish I could have done a setup anyway, but I literally didn't even speak to it. Like, obviously me mates and all that. But I zoned in when I'm watching the Reds anyway, because nothing was distracting me. Because after what happened last year, I was so stressed weeks leading up to it when I met you and everything. Not stressed that I wasn't confident that we'd win, but I think like you and every single one of us, we wanted it so much. After
we didn't play well in the final. Even the penalty from Salah wasn't it was a good penalty because it went in, but I mean the Origi goal was nice at the game, but just killed the game. But I don't care about it. It was all about winning. It was just winning the game, getting that news off Klopp's back about not winning trophies.
Yeah, he's won the biggest. The biggest one.
Had to win something because of the season we had. Yeah. And I think it was well deserved.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Played well on the night, but just didn't have that bite up front. I think Kane was a mistake starting. He should have started the other lad, Lucas Moura maybe. But I was delighted to see his name on the starting thing. So, but I mean, that was over a month ago. I can't believe it's 5 weeks ago.
It literally seemed.
I keep watching the videos of it. The last 10 minutes, I keep watching the reaction of the videos of people in YouTube. Yeah. The big game I watched, probably more than the Champions League final, is 4-0 at Barcelona. I mean, that was just...
It's going to go down in folklore, isn't it? It's you've grown up watching the Reds in the 70s and 80s, and you've got your own stories, and you've got...
me age away.
You were born in the 1700s, mate. You're your own age. You're a vampire, mate.
Baby.
But yeah, but I think a lot of the younger generation, people weren't even born, the Liverpool fans. Since 2005, obviously we had the Capital One Cup win anyway. But really, like a big trophy now, it's something I can call, and like I could remember the Champions League final, but I couldn't properly remember it. If you get me.
05.
Yeah, 05.
I remember it. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was fucking. What was I? How many years ago? Was that 14 years ago?
Yeah.
I feel like I was in my 30s. You know what I mean? Early 30s.
You know, Dave hasn't aged, has he? No, everyone.
Haven't aged at all. Look at that baby, full head of hair, unlike Craig and Anfield Agenda. Full head.
Oh, it's like you've seen me, Dad. I'm gonna go bald. Hopefully.
No.
So yeah, I can't wait. Watching.
Great to talk to you, bro. Anyway, really good. I'm gonna meet up with you up in Liverpool when I'm over. Hopefully, early enough I'll be over.
Dave's got his content out as well. If you haven't seen it, he done a fantastic interview with Chris from Redmen TV. Anyway, fantastic fella. Anyway, legend Chris. Anyway, but check that out on his channel. And if you're new around here and you haven't checked out Dave's channel, or you're just getting involved in the video anyway, and you've enjoyed today's content, everyone, go and check out his channel, Dave LFC's Chat. I'll leave the link in the description as always. But thank you very much, mate. And I think that there's going to be a lot of shows really we can do, and very much I'm going to get both of our sets of subscribers through, and everyone.
We could talk about 6, baby. Let's talk about Club, baby.
Yeah, but thank you very much, mate, anyway, for coming on.
Bro.
Thank you very much for checking out today's episode. It's a bit of a long one, but I really wanted to have it's been a while since I spoke to Dave anyway, but I wanted to get him on the show anyway, so I thought it'd be a bit of a long one. But everyone that has continued to watch up until now, you're absolute legends. And make sure you do drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed today's episode. And thank you so much, Dave, for coming on today. See you later, everyone, and I'll see you. You'll never walk alone, everyone. Come on.